So here goes today's narration at a max effort lower body day. This is my third warm up. I started with some mobility work and a little bit of dynamic warm up. Then I did 3 trisets of leg extensions, leg curls, and adduction. Then I moved over here to front squats. Started with a bar for a couple of reps just to get into the groove. 135 to 125, 225 that you saw, 275 there. Feeling real easy, and so I was deliberating between 295, 315, and so I went with 305 because 315 for 6 was my old PR from a couple weeks ago. I'm starting a new microcycle, and so I didn't want to burn myself out. I wanted to be pretty confident what I was going to be able to get, and so I would say that this was a very similar difficulty that I got 275 for 6 with at the beginning of my last microcycle, which is a 30-pound increase, so that's pretty awesome. Nothing too difficult. I could have RPE of about 8. I could have done at least 2, 3, maybe even 4 more reps with that. So my first go around to the triset here. We're doing a reverse sled drag. Working on the quads primarily. Then we're going to flip it around. You'll see fast forwarding here. And then going forward, leaning into it, working on my hip extensions, my hamstrings, my glutes. A little bit of calf work as well. Trying to just maintain about a 45-degree forward lean. Perfect kind of sprinting position. And then I go into an 80% of what I did on my heavy set. And this is 245. I do this for 4 reps. It's supposed to be more explosive. I didn't feel too explosive with these. They're not slow by any means, but I felt like they could have been faster. For some reason, I wasn't thinking too explosively then. I was pretty tired in terms of breathing. And so I was just trying to catch my breath for the most part directly after the tire drags, because the dragging ends up building up quite a bit of lactic acid, even though it's not too terribly long. It's longer than like 15-20 seconds. So it's not quite alactic, but it's pretty lactic, and then it builds up some lactic acid or lactate. And then that ends up creating an oxygen debt as soon as you stop moving. And so that's when your breathing kind of kicks you in the butt. And so I stop dragging, I walk on over to the squat rack, and then I do a couple of deep breaths, and I get ready, and I set it. And so one of the reasons I'm doing this, one is the explosive work, but it's also training me to really focus on my breathing and focus on my the proper position of my squat, keeping everything nice and tight. And so I'm kind of training under duress, and I'm working and hoping that working under duress like that ends up transferring over to working out a little bit better later on. So this is my third tricep here. Moving on, after this tricep, we'll come to a superset, and it's typically some quad exercise and calf exercise. And this round I chose to do walking lunges, which I haven't done in a long time, and I absolutely love lunges. And so I'm glad I'm doing them again. I've never done them quite this heavy, as you'll be seeing, but it was a good go around. Nothing real difficult. Just getting used to that walking motion, and you will see that I kind of misstep a little bit on some of the lunges. This is my last set of squats here, going up nice and fine. I'm even able to pop the bar up a little bit on the top because it's light enough. It's definitely not hard by any means, and just coming on over. So one of the things about this leg day, or my leg days, these max effort leg days, is there's a lot of there's not volume toward the beginning, but the second half is really voluminous. It's very oxygen consuming, not necessarily in terms of aerobic exercise, but there's so much effort being put forth and so much intensity that it ends up creating a huge oxygen debt. And so I'm heaving pretty heavily after all my sets, and I really want that because about a minute, maybe 90 seconds later, is I'm ready to go again. So that's telling me that my recovery is on point. As soon as that recovery time starts to increase, I know that I need to back off and kind of take things a little slower. But I'm really using this as an indicator, one, to improve my conditioning, but as an indicator to let me know how my recovery is doing. Am I getting enough calories? Am I getting enough rest, etc.? Am I doing things outside of the gym to be able to perform optimally inside of the gym? Because even though I'm only working out for about an hour a day, there's 23 other hours. I got to take that into account, and that's where the progress is made. That's where the real changes happen. I could edit that out, but I'm too lazy, and I'm not going to. Going for second set of lunges here. Moving on forward. And I just go there and back. And there's Marcelino bringing in some chalk today. Thank you. And the only thing that I didn't really like with these is that I wish I could go a little bit farther. The gym doesn't have that much space. And I really like to do my lunges for time sets, like 2, 3, 4 minutes with a lighter weight, say a weighted vest or a dumbbell, something like that. I like to do really long sets of lunges and not really go for a distance or a number of reps, but just go for time. Just put a song on, and go to the end of the song, like 3 to 4 minutes. And I think that's an awesome finisher. It builds some awesome hamstrings, some glutes, great quads, just great stability. It builds that cardio. And just finishing up with some calf raises. Nothing real fancy. Worked up to a heavy set of 6 on the front squats, a couple of trisets, really working on some explosiveness as well as some lactic capabilities and lactic flushing with the sled dragging, making sure I'm keeping my recovery up between sets, and then finishing up with some aquatic-based exercise in the walking lunges, and then calf raises. So always with my calves. I used to have terrible calves. I'm taking pride in having better calves now. But next time will be a new video, and I'll see you then.